Hi folks, I'm Frank Connors. It was my privilege to work at People Plus, be a member of the staff for almost 18 years, and one of the things that we did that I'm most proud of was publish my book called Speaking Frankly. We thought, as we all try to get through some pretty serious and odd, strange times, it might be fun to sit down and read a few essays and see if people enjoy them. Let us know how you're enjoying them, if you're enjoying them. This one, it's spring coming. It was a wonderful day today, and it's going to be a wonderful day tomorrow if it doesn't snow. So this essay is called The Season's First Canadas. I heard them first. The distinctive throaty honking penetrated the foggy mists of our first pre-spring days. I stopped short on my step, excited, and turned to look up and faced their call head on. The first Canadas of spring are always special. These proud black heads banded with a pure white necklace, their massive but grace-filled bodies tinted in black and gray and brown, and all undercoated with a white as bold as any new December snow. That honk fills a promise. That first appearance is nothing short of uplifting. For me, it stirs a great feeling within. This day there are only two geese flying close together. One is right on the tail of the other, strong wings working in perfect coordination. There was a casualness in their honk, perhaps a friendly conversation back and forth. I offered myself a guess. Perhaps it was a Mr. Goose and his lady chatting together about today. They flew just above our treetops, not 50 yards above and away, but they paid me no mind. If they saw me, there was no start of shock in their motion, no change to their direction. I could imagine hearing their great wings as they flew so effortlessly, so coordinated, and so directed. Geese in spring consume some of my earliest memories. As a kid, I'd walk into a flock of geese, hundreds of them, as they were massed and feeding in the agricultural fields of East Bodenham. There really were more of them than there are today. My brothers and I would just move easily on them, slowly, steadily sliding forward, picking out the guards of each flock, locking our vision on their dark, piercing eyes. We'd move constantly at them until they lifted off in a great racket, a great flutter, flying easily to the next field or out to shelter on Merrymeeting Bay. The game was always to walk slowly to see how close we could get before they jumped off. There was always a spring camp out or two when we'd go with brothers or friends and spend the overnight on the shore of the bay, cooking mac and cheese with hot dogs on an open fire. But the real occasion was still the geese. We'd expect not to sleep. We'd know the constant din of 1,000 honks all night long would be keeping us awake. We planned on it, we accepted it, we welcomed it, we looked forward to it. We knew we could sleep when we walked home. A goose drifting slowly through the water, a goose drifting slowly through water only recently opened by ice is a beautiful thing. Did y'all get that? Try to imagine this moment. It's very early in the morning. The dawn sun is still chasing shadows out of the woods. The only noise around is the honk, honk, honking of a multitude of unseen geese. You don't see them because the water where they drift is still covered with a delicate white mist. If you are lucky, if you catch sight of a head, then 2, then 20, as they paddle toward the shore. You have to be very careful not to move. Geese are always very watchful, very suspicious. If you've been attentive, if you choose not to breathe, you're rewarded by the sight of the first pair or 8 as they waddle from the gentle lapping waters. Right here, the drama turns to comedy. When geese walk, they tend to look top-heavy, flat-footed, funny. More than once, my brothers and I have turned a flock to the air just as they walked from the water. More than once, they had jumped from our laughter. I hope you've seen the movies about people adopting fledgling flocks of geese and encouraging them to migrate or to remigrate. It is a tender story about dedicated naturalists willing to try all sorts of risk, all sorts of trouble, just to put wild things back on the cycle. The truth is, I'm told, that many geese today do fail to migrate or choose not to, and therefore, over time, lose that ability altogether. If my thousands of geese at Merrymeeting Bay have turned to hundreds, I'm told it's because most of the balance of the flocks chose to stay in the south and lounge on the evergreen golf courses or median strips along the interstate. While I can't blame those great birds of spring, I feel poorer for not having the huge flocks to share with my kids and with their kids. But I can content myself by seeing a pair of them, knowing what they mean. These heralds of spring will always be good enough for me. Thanks for listening.